Hey, it's Kevin. Welcome to another episode of the Road Warrior video blog. I've talked over the years, and I think I've even done a video blog, but again, I can never remember if it's one of the Road Warriors or one of my Kev TV video blogs, or even it was my Mason Minute audio podcast about my love of driving. I have loved driving since the day they even before they put the keys in my hands and gave me my learner's permit. Wasn't always good at it, but I've gotten pretty good over the years, and of course I say that after having been involved in my first accident in my 37 years of driving. Wasn't my fault, fortunately, but it's still been a pretty traumatic experience. Luckily, I wasn't injured, neither was my wife, but just going through the process, finding out that the police don't actually determine who's guilty in an accident. They let the insurance companies handle that. Anyway, last week I mentioned about how I've noticed recently people seem to always want to drive in your blind spot. For some reason, everybody's comfortable at, I don't know if it's 5 miles an hour or 6 miles an hour over the speed limit or under the speed limit or whatever it is. But for so many times, people just want to sit in your blind spot and not move. Drives me crazy. I don't ever like to have anybody side by side with me, just in case a tire blows out, just in case something happens. That just causes more problems. A little bit of space in between everybody, and I'm fine. And I don't necessarily know if you pay attention to people, like I've had 2 cars just come up on each side of me on a 4-lane highway and pass me, even though I'm doing a couple miles over the speed limit. I'll be honest, I'm 2 miles over the speed limit. But again, whether my speedometer is right or wrong, I haven't even calibrated that or checked that yet. But obviously I'm not going fast enough for them, and that's fine. But right now I've got a car literally sitting at my side mirror that I'm watching but not really watching. And it's like, thank goodness he's pulling away. Thank goodness he's pulling ahead. Because it makes me nervous, and it has for a long, long time. But I've also found, too, that as I get older, and this happened, I remember when it happened to my father, that going out and putting 16, 18 hours of driving in one day, which I've done many times, gets tougher as you get older. I don't know if it's just the body doesn't want to do it anymore. I don't feel I have less stamina now than I did 3 years ago, although maybe I do. But I think more importantly, your mind just says, you know what, I really don't want to do this anymore. My mind says it's not worth doing. We've been on the road back and forth to Ohio a lot lately as we're in the process of trying to sell our home. So we've been going up and doing a lot of packing and cleaning, and that means 8 hours up, 8 hours back. And man, you lose a lot of time, even though I enjoy the drive, even though I've done the drive. And at one point I wanted to predict, in the 7 years I've been going back and forth, just how many times I've driven it. For a while there, it was, once a month. For a while, it was once a week. For a while, it was once every couple of weeks. Sometimes it was 3 times in a week. Wasn't always optimum, wasn't the way I had to do it, but, there were necessities. I had to be back and forth and had to be in meetings in Nashville, or had to be in meetings in Ohio, and I don't think I could do that today. Granted, it's been 7 years. I was in my 40s, but it's just... I think it's because I don't want to do it anymore, not that I don't have to do it anymore. I guess I could be a long-haul trucker and do it if my job depended on it, but again, just not something I really want to do, care to do, feel the need to do anymore. I don't know if you feel that way as you've gotten older in driving or not, but as much as I love driving, I love to go out and putter around on the weekends and go driving to small towns, taking pictures for my Instagram account. By the way, Kevin Mason there on Instagram if you want to check out some of my pictures of neon signs, of old buildings, of ghost signs, just some of the weird things that interest me in and above the video and audio blogging. But I think more importantly, I don't mind a 90-minute drive. I don't mind a 2-hour drive. It's those 6-8 hour drives where all you're doing is really knocking off the miles to your next gas station stop, knocking off the miles to your next bathroom break. You don't really get to enjoy it or do anything with it. Those long trips I don't miss. The short ones I don't think I can give up because they're just too much fun. Just puttering around where you're not really worried about being somewhere, getting somewhere, or doing something, and you have no time frame. We've got another time frame next week, another Road Warrior video blog. KevinMason.us, throw them up there, and you can always hit the RSS feed to get signed up, to get, have them pop right into your email box if you prefer. You can also subscribe on YouTube, Kevin Mason Music. You don't have to do both. That would be silly because you get the same videos twice. But if you're a YouTube user on YouTube all the time and you want to make sure you get popped up and see when the Road Warrior video blogs are coming up, Kevin Mason Music is my username there. I throw other things up other than just the Road Warrior there. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, and please don't stop me from having you do that. Kevin Mason Music on YouTube. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel and also check my partner channels too. Some of the companies I work with, some of my other ventures as well as video blogging. You know me, always doing something. See you next week.